Now, here's your host, Paul Blair.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to the Bob Simmons Show. Well, the Cowboys were on the road once again, this time to Ames, Iowa, to face the nation's leading rusher in Troy Davis and the Iowa State Cyclones. With me, of course, each and every week, the head coach of OSU Cowboy football, Bob Simmons. And, Coach, I know it's an old cliche, but turnovers and field position were the story to this game.
Yes, it was. We knew that we had to go up to Ames and really play error-free football. We knew that we couldn't turn the ball over. Last week against Missouri, we were able to overcome those types of turnovers. The win was a factor. We knew that we had to really possess the football in terms of the running game. And some of the things that we were successful at in the Missouri game up in Ames, Iowa, we didn't get the job done.
Well, we'll be back to take a look at the first half highlights right after this timeout. Welcome back to the Bob Simmons Show. Well, the Cowboys were on the road once again to Ames, Iowa, the garden spot of the Midwest. And a crisp day in Ames, a strong wind coming out of the north, and Oklahoma State coming off of last week's big victory over Missouri. Good fan support there.
Good fan support. It was very windy that first half. You know, what we decided to do, Paul, was really defer. We won the toss, and we were going to put our defense on the field first and really take the win and really try to take advantage of our first quarter of field position. You see us here kicking off. We're going to go on defense first and really try to hold them down. And if we can do this, it's going to give us excellent field position. Did a good job on the kickoff return, and they get the ball at on the 30-yard line. Pretty good tackle there. And now we got to come out and do a good job of holding Troy Davis intact. You see they come out the first series and gain 8, 9 yards. We want to start that way.
Well, of course, Troy Davis, the nation's leading rusher coming into this game, and he wound up, actually didn't seem like he really broke anything. He had one big run. Cowboys seemed to keep him pretty well in check throughout the game, but he just got a lot of carries.
Well, for the most part, you know, we had an 8, 9 man front, and we talked about really rallying and being around the football. You can see here 8, 9 guys around the football here. This is a blitz situation. A tip ball where
Lorenzo
Green did a nice job there. And now, but the key for us is when we get in these third down situations, here's the first 3rd and 7. They complete a pass for a first down, which keeps their drive alive. And that's what hurt us throughout the ball game. Those third down successful plays by their offense.
Good tackle there by Green and Garner on Davis. And now 3rd and 4, Bandauer back to pass.
And this is a good job by R.W. McQuarters coming over, stripping. I think that was Garner who had the recovery there. The one thing that we asked our defense to do, if they do drive the football in the long drive situations, you got to come up with a turnover. We talked about that during the week. And here you see we get one of our first turnovers in this ball game.
Well, Iowa State able to put together a first down, but the defense does hold. Great play there by R.W. McQuarters, recovered by Garner. Now OSU taking over at their own 20.
Yeah, we got a good field position here. That field on some of the cuttings was very slippery, and so we asked our kids to make sure that they have the right shoes on. But you see we're running off tackle here. David does a nice job of breaking this. Now he's got to put that ball away. He's really carrying the ball pretty good. That's really a good job by them coming up from behind, stripping. And I'm pretty sure that they work on that during the course of the week, stripping the football. David makes a good cut. You'll see here if he cuts back to his left, he'll probably end up scoring. But that ball is tight to his body, and the guy just does a nice job of coming over, stripping it out.
Well, David Thompson, 42 yards on that carry before a great play by the Iowa State defense to strip the football away. But Iowa State taking over in good field position, up to the defense to answer.
But again, you'll see on both sides of the ball, both backs are slipping here, and the defense does a nice job on these two series here, keeping Troy here at attack. And now we go back to a third down situation coming up, and this is where we got to really come up with plays to get ourselves off the field. We go to a shotgun. It's 3rd and matter of fact, this is about 3rd and 10. And this is a situation we do come up with a third down stop and get ourselves off the field.
Well, Williams almost makes a pick right here, Coach, but it was a great stand defensively. After the turnover, they got 1 first down and then 3 more plays, and they had to punt the football.
Yeah. And that's key for defense. Any sudden change situation, you want to go 3 and out, and we got a good punt here. The thing we got to do on the punt return here is that we can't let the ball hit the ground like that. want to catch all catchable balls, and I think Andre said he lost it in the sun. But we have to feel those punts like that. This is a nice play by Tony on an option play here, getting us at least 8-9 yards here. Now we go back to his zone for a first down with David.
Well, actually, the offense had a good first half. You take away the turnovers, and I think we've got a sizable lead at halftime. Almost had 200 yards of offense in the first half alone.
I tell you what, for the most part, the first half, the offense and the defense was really gelling, knocking them off the ball. Here's Andre doing a nice job running, but again, ball security. We happen to get this one back, but they could have gotten it. Tony Jones did a nice job of hustling down and getting on that fumble, and so we go right back to our running game, really trying to establish something on the ground. This is a fullback trap with Akins, trying to get him involved in that running game.
Well, after the 3rd down and 7 here, Jones' pass was complete to Grissom, but it was short of first down yardage, and Ivy into punt, 54-yarder here, and he averaged 43 on the day. A good day for Greg Ivy.
This is a great punt. He had to win at his back, and we really wanted this ball. We got to hustle down in those situations and find the ball and really trying to pin him down at the 1-yard line. Rather than let that ball roll in the end zone.
The defense holds 3 and out. Now late in the first half, or late in the first quarter, OSU back on offense.
Good job by Tony on the sprint out. Nice catch by, I think that was Willie Grissom. This is a throw this is a timing route, and Tony just held on the ball too long. And again, this is another turnover, which we're really trying to stay away from. We get the defense back on the field here. Arm tackling is not going to get it. This kid breaks arm tackles, as you can see here, and picks up a 18, 19-yard gain, which puts him in good field position. But the defense rally. We're doing a good job of up front, really controlling the line of scrimmage and knocking them back and getting 3 and 4 people on the tackle.
Well, really did. After the big run on first down there by Davis, after the first down, they've got the ball at the 20-yard line. The defense stiffens.
Came in 3 and out. We held them to a field goal here, which is a really good defensive play. When you can go in a sudden change situation and just give up 3 points, your defense is doing a nice job. Now we get the ball back on offense and really go back to our running game, which is really our strong suit here. Back with David here running hard, and that's a nice run for a first down there, trying to keep our drive alive here. Getting RW involved in the short passing game. He's an electrifying player, so we want to get him on the field and get him the ball and really let him make some things happen. Our quarterback draw out of our no-back situation here gains us 10 yards here. And now our offense, in my estimation, is really playing good football. A little bit of play action, nice pass there to, I think that's Jack Golden. Got to stay on his feet and get more yards. But, you know, what we're in a rhythm here. Our offense is really playing good football. We're going up and down the field on offense. We're coming off the ball. Our kids know who to block. Our backs are running hard.
Well, Richardson, we see the replay here. Richardson up the middle for 11 yards on this particular gain, and then gives us a first down at the 11-yard line.
First down, we come back with the same play. Really makes a nice cut there. The key things, though, is the offensive line is really controlling the line of scrimmage right now. Is really playing good football.
Now 4th and 1 here, and a key play. Coach, what play did you have called here?
Well, we had I think we had a sweep call here, but we wanted to go on 2 because of that situation. We tried to draw them offside here, and we got what we wanted. We come back with an inside counter play, and we get good gap blocking, and then I think that's David Thompson takes it in for a 2-yard touchdown.
David Thompson in for the score, and OSU a 16-play drive, 74 yards, and ate up 7:49 on the clock. And a good block there by Guillory as he pancakes his man on the pole.
Good block by Guillory, and there's also a good block by the fullback who came over and sealed the linebacker. But right now I feel that we're in control of the ball game. The defense is playing well, and the thing that we got to do is keep that momentum going. We get back on the field here, and we got to have a little bit more pass rush in this situation. They're throwing with the wind, so we asked our defensive backs to back off. But you can see that our guys are really rallying around Davis, and here's another situation where I think it's L.A. knocks the ball down. So the defense is really playing good football and forced another punt here.
Well, 3rd and 5, and Adams does tip the ball away, forced to punt, and Oklahoma State with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left on the clock will take over at their own 20 with a lot of momentum.
And that's key. With 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go, what we want to try to do is really maintain the drive, maybe try to get a field goal as possible. If not, but go in at the half with at least the lead. And I think on this particular play here, we get a holding call. I looked at that several times, and I really questioned was it holding or not, but it's something that we have to overcome, and we have to be smart in that situation. Now, the worst thing you want to do is really give them the ball and throw an interception, which is exactly what we end up doing. And now we put our defense back on the field, and now they got a chance to go ahead at halftime. We'll put our defense in another second change situation. Our kids really come out, and the defense is swarming again, playing hard, ganging around Troy. And here's a third down situation where it's really a second down situation. It comes up third down here, and they actually get the first on this particular run there. But we're trying to hold them to a field goal. They throw a fade route. This is actually an interception taken away by Ed Williams. If the young freshman RW goes up real aggressive, this is nothing but a jump ball. You got to come down with the ball. He has it. Ed Williams takes it away from him for a touchdown.
That was good coverage. Yeah, you're right. He actually had his hands on the football first, and as they were coming down, Williams was able to just wrestle the football away.
The disappointing thing is that we're in a situation to go in at half with the lead, and we come out, we turn the ball over, we let them score. Now they go in with the momentum.
Well, OSU had a good game offensively and defensively. Really did a pretty good job of controlling Davis. Offensively, had nearly 200 yards of offense in the first half, but due to a pair of turnovers, ISU goes in at halftime with a slight 10-7 lead. And we'll be back to take a look at second half action right after this timeout. Welcome back to the Bob Simmons Show. Well, Coach, the Cowboys racked up 191 yards of offense in the first half, and except for the 2 turnovers, really played a good first half of football. What did you talk about at halftime?
Well, we did. We talked about not panicking. We talked about, they have the lead, but we're in a good situation. We're going to take the ball the second half, and we want to come out because we know we had to drive the ball into the win and really just maintain ball control. The third quarter was really one of the worst quarters that we've had all year. We didn't move the ball. We force us to punt, and they end up blocking the punt, and therefore they take that momentum which they had at the half, and they come out and block a kick. Now they're in good field position, and now we're really back on defense, where we really got to try to hold them to a field goal. And as you can see, the defense is really trying to swarm around here, and I think that's Low Green eventually comes up with the sack. We got him right where we want him. It's a third down situation. Now we got to come up with a play to get him stopped. And you can see that we don't do that. We take outside alignment where we should have been inside alignment when a guy takes it wide of a split and they come out with a score. We get the ball back here in the third quarter, and we're still back in our own territory. And what's key for us offensively is to try to march the ball out. And again, we get misaligned here. We call some plays that unfortunately did not work, but it puts us back in a punting situation. I'm trying to keep the drive alive, so I call a fake punt here. We got 2 guys open, and execution is the key. It's a touch pass. We did not get it executed. We put our defense back on the field here. For the most part, the defense is really trying to rally in a tough situation and really trying to hold them again back to a field goal. We do that. We get them third down here, and they go 3rd and 5, and they complete it. Now we got another set of 4 downs where we're really trying to keep them out, and you can see that the kids are playing hard and really swarming. And that's tough to ask the defense to do, but they're trying to do that. We get them in a third down situation again. We get a blown coverage in the secondary, and we got a guy wide open in the end zone.
Well, some unfortunate special teams breaks and a 19-yard touchdown drive and a 25-yard touchdown drive, but even late in the fourth quarter here, Coach, Cowboys on defense, they own 28. They're still giving great effort.
Well, and that's a tribute to I think the defensive coaches. I think the kids really played hard, but I think when you put your defense under that type of strain and you don't move the football and you have turnovers, most of the time it hurts you. If you can come up with plays when it's necessary, you're going to win the football game. In our case, we couldn't come up with those third down situations and hold them to field goals where we had a chance to get back in the ball game. We start to move the ball here late in the fourth quarter. When we got the win here, this is Andre doing a nice job of running for a first down, ball security. putting that ball together. Tony Jones back. He's making some nice throws in here to, I think that's Willie Grissom. Instead of running lateral, you want to get up the field, go north and south. But we're moving the football down the field with a short passing game here. Come off with the screen now and look like we get back into a rhythm. But at this point in time, the game is over. But there's some good things that happen. That's a 4th down call where we keep the 1st down here. We go back to a sweep with Andre, and he turns the corner for about 10 to 12 yards there. And I think the one thing the kids want to do, they want to get this last score to make it, I think, 38-14. But this is a draw play where we thought he was in, but again, looked like to me he crossed the line, but they didn't give it to us. And this is a nice effort by the young freshman fullback going over the top. So, you know, all together, this was not one of our better outings on either side of the ball, but we're going to try to pull the positive things out of this ball game and really get ready to play our next opponent, which is Colorado.
Well, OSU finished off on a good note. They're a 13-play, 74-yard drive for the final touchdown. We'll be back to take a look at some of Oklahoma State's unsung heroes right after this timeout. Welcome back to the Bob Simmons Show. Well, as a football player, you practice, you travel, and you play the games. Somehow, miraculously, your equipment always seems to show up where you're supposed to play. This week, Tom Dorado and Wade Pearson will take us through a road trip in the life of an equipment manager.
So you think you'd like to be an Oklahoma State football manager? Well, how are you when it comes to work in long hours each and every day of the week? Would you like to be the first to leave and the last to return when the Cowboys play a road game? And what about those 8 to 10 hour road trips? Trips in a van or a truck? Trips that you have to take while the official party flies to and from the game site. Well, if all this sounds appealing to you, then perhaps you should give OSU equipment manager T.Joe Bro a call. You might even ask him for a job. T.Joe and his staff are some of the key people behind the scenes when it comes to Cowboy football. If you have ever packed your family for a short ride to visit the in-laws, then you know what a chore that can be. Well, try packing for 100 or so people, then making sure everything arrives in tip-top working order. The road trip actually begins in a matter of hours after the Thursday afternoon practice.
Well, before each game, we take the helmets, take all the stickers off that have any rips or tears in them, put all the new decals on them, clean them up, take all the marks off of them, and put them on a buffing machine, polish them up, get them all shiny.
When moving equipment for an entire football team, packing has to almost become a science. Now it's time to hit the road. At this time of the morning, traffic is not a problem. There's not much to do for the next 8 to 10 hours except grab a few extra winks or catch up on some reading as the mile markers all become one big blur.
Okay. Thank you.
A stop or two along the way never hurts. Then it's back in the truck or van. This trip's on the downhill run. Once at the stadium, T.Joe and his staff try to make this locker room look and feel like the one back home.
We like to have everything kind of looking like a locker room, organized, everything set a certain way, so that when the players come here, they're not spending time trying to find things that they need to wear to give Oklahoma State a chance to be successful on Saturday. We have a motto that, you know, going into a game day on Saturday, we want our equipment to be the best, look the best. You know, we take a lot of pride in our work, and you know, when you take care of things, they seem to last a little bit longer.
Thanks to the hard work of this dedicated group of young people, once the buses arrive on Saturday morning, there's nothing left to do but play and win the game.
T.Joe Bro really does a good job, him and his staff. I think they're probably the best in the country.
Well, Coach, now let's take a look at this week's Cowboy Coach's Honor Roll.
Well, Paul, this week, the guys on defense that we really thought played well was Trent Fisher, defensive back. really had 12 tackles, and Lorenzo Green had six tackles, 2 assists, and 1 sack. And then, R.W. McQuarters have really been consistent on special teams. He had 113 yards on kickoff returns. Then our rookie, Derek Vernardo, did a nice job during the week helping our defense get ready. And then our scout player of the week is Jeff Jones, who really did a nice job helping our offense get ready.
Well, Coach, this week the Cowboys are back at home facing the nationally ranked Colorado Buffaloes. That's one I'm really looking forward to.
Well, I tell you, the Buffs, in my opinion, is a good football team. We're going to face some great players, great receivers right there. We see Ray Caruth, Roy Kidd is it also. Mike, that's Derek Russell, who is an excellent player for him. I think he's up for the Lambert Award. And it's a football team that's got great football players. And so it's going to be a great challenge for us.
Coach, thank you very much, and thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again next week here on the Bob Simmons Show.